1.
You now know what energy is and how it can change type or form. Have you ever considered how much energy people use? How much energy do you use? Energy provides light and heat in homes. It allows transportation, and it is used in the production of food, clothing, and many other products. Where does all of it come from? In the next few scenes, you will find out about some of the sources of energy people use. The sun is the most important source of energy on Earth. As you learned earlier, many organisms rely on the sun for their energy. Plants change the energy from the sun into chemical energy, and in the process, release oxygen. Both the chemical energy and the oxygen produced by plants are necessary for many other organisms to live. Without energy from the sun, life as you know it would not be possible. Do you realize that the sunlight that allowed ancient plants and animals to live also provides most of the electrical energy we use today? In the next few scenes, you will find out how this is possible. The sources of energy on Earth, or energy resources, can be grouped as either non-renewable or renewable. Renewable sources of energy can be replaced as they are used. Non-renewable sources of energy cannot be replaced once they are used. Fossil fuels and nuclear resources are non-renewable sources of energy that are commonly used by people to produce electricity. To learn more, including the advantages and drawbacks of using each of these sources of energy, click on the buttons as you are prompted. Fossil fuels are non-renewable energy sources. You might know that fossils are the preserved bodies of ancient organisms. Fossil fuels form from the remains of organisms over millions of years and include petroleum, coal, and natural gas. For example, coal forms when plants, which store energy from the sun, are covered over, pressed together, and heated underground for a long period of time. What results is essentially energy from the sun concentrated and stored as a fossil fuel. The chemical energy stored in fossil fuels is released as they are burned, for example, in a power plant. Heat from burning fossil fuels creates steam, which eventually results in electrical energy. As you can see on your screen, fossil fuels are the source of most of the energy used in the world. The advantages of burning fossil fuels for energy include their low cost and the ease of removing them from the ground and transporting them. In addition to energy, fossil fuels can be changed into other products, such as plastics, paints, and synthetic fibers. However, there is a limited supply of fossil fuels, and they are non-renewable, which is a major drawback of their use. Another drawback is the air pollution that results from the burning of fossil fuels. Environmental damage from oil spills is also a drawback. energy is non-renewable. Nuclear fuels release large amounts of energy when the nuclei of atoms change. Nuclear fuel is non-renewable because only certain elements can be used, and these are present in the Earth in limited amounts. When nuclear fuel is freed from an element, the element is destroyed in the process. The element most commonly used to generate electricity is uranium. In power plants, operators cause uranium atoms to split into smaller atoms. This change releases large amounts of nuclear energy. This nuclear energy is used to change water into steam, which eventually produces electricity. An advantage of using nuclear energy is that a large amount of energy results from a small amount of fuel, so little nuclear fuel is needed to produce electrical energy. Another benefit of using nuclear-fueled power plants is that they do not pollute the air like fossil fuel power plants. There are wastes from nuclear reactions, however, that are potentially harmful. Radioactive waste produced in nuclear power plants must be carefully disposed of so that it does not contaminate the environment. Dangerous high-energy radiation can be released from millions of years from some types of radioactive waste. The limited supply of nuclear fuels is also a drawback. Click on either non-renewable resource to review or click Continue to move on.